the way that this works is that if you don't have a talent to share tonight, you have to come up here and share interesting facts about yourself so that we can laugh at it. So, I'd like to introduce our governing board. I'm going to start with those that are not here, because when they can't defend themselves, well, then they don't get a choice. So the first member of our governing board is Pastor Michelle Gronowski. And some interesting facts that you might like to know about her would be that she had her first boyfriend in preschool. So you can just imagine those wild dates that she was going through. The second thing that you might like to know about her is that she was a model for prom dresses. That said, she never went to prom. She was probably just sick of all those boys by then after all that dating since preschool, right? Michelle was also a Brownie Scout, a Girl Scout, and was a pom-pom girl and participated in high school drama along with being a cheerleader. So quite busy. But you can imagine with all those activities, it's led to her being the perfect fit for us and a cheerleader here at Shepherd. Next, we're going to talk about Gary L. Right? Gary L. is also, I got that right, Gary L. is my, sorry, I don't know Gary L. and Gary S. yet. Gary L. traveled extensively for an entire month on $100 and a Greyhound bus pass. So, we think that time spent hanging out on a Greyhound bus caused him to be dressing like Zorro and Mickey Mouse. And so that might explain all those multiple personalities he's on board. We have one more. The last person that we do not have here today is Lynette. And Lynette has a really interesting fact about herself. She is actually a celebrity. If you did not know, she was on a video with the famous Jane Fonda as an aerobic background person on Aerobic Queen. So we expect you to all go out there and YouTube that one. Let's see if we can't get that viral by the time she gets back. Okay, so then we'll start with the individuals that are here. So, Charlie, are you ready for this? Okay. Here's what you want to know, and don't let him get out of the building without giving me a little heck after this. So, Charlie's nickname is Beaner. We should have gotten you a beanie for tonight. You were a little propeller. The second thing that you might like to know about is that Charlie was actually baptized in Puerto Rico. So perhaps instead of Beaner, we should call you Revolts. The next person I'm going to introduce is Sue. She's our vice chair. Interesting facts about her is that she's been involved with the ELCA for a very long time. She was a youth conference chair. She was also a Mounds Review. Tell me about a Mounds Review. A dance line? Oh, with a little, can you give us a little hit? Okay. But some other things is that you're also a dress her. And she was a DJ on her very own show when she was in college. So did you have a famous sign-off that you'd like to share with us? It's an inside joke, right? All right. Next we have Gail. Gail is the treasurer on the board. And Gail, when she was a newborn, her father bought a puppy for her older sisters. And the way that they decided that they were going to name Gail and the puppy was to draw names out of a hat. Gail just missed being Fido by this.
Fido Nelson.
Is that a true story, Gail?
It is very true. I was a fifth girl, and my parents couldn't agree on the name, and then they just decided to name
in the chair, that's her responsibility. All right, so next we have Gary S. And Gary S. is the daredevil of the group, apparently, after reading this. Things that you might like to know about him is that he has survived a number of things. One of them being falling out of a moving vehicle. The second one is that he took a flight over some bicycle angles and landed on his face, it looks to tell the tale. And I guess a number of other things, but what we'd like to know about you is that do you keep a Superman cape underneath all of those clothes with all the flying that you've been doing after those accidents? Wisdom of age, right? And the last thing that you might like to know about him is that he used to own a classic 1967 Austin Healey Sprite. And although he never got it to run, he did own it. And for those of you that don't know what this is a little European convertible, little bubble headlights. Very, very fun car. So next is Lisa, and before we get started, Lisa, could you show us your pageant wave? Yes, okay. So the thing that you might like to know about Lisa is that she was the Burger King princess in 1965.
You weren't supposed to say the year!
It's on the paper. But the coronation took place on television. It was part of the Dave Lee and Pete Kids show. For those of you that might remember that in 1965. Well, Lisa's convinced that she was chosen because of her buck teeth and her eyeglasses. But we all know it was because of her glowing personality. But we love having royalty among us, and we'll go there. Next is Steve. And for Steve, we need a little bit of audience participation. So, Steve, I need you to get a 5-digit number from anyone in the audience. I'll let you choose. 5-digit number. 25,239. Okay, there it is. So Steve offers many great talents. His children share the fact that they think he sounds like an elephant when he blows his nose. I do have a handkerchief. Would you like to demonstrate? Apparently the governing board is trying to bring peanuts, but he doesn't think that that's very funny. But we've also been told that Steve has a very great memory. So at the end of this, we're going to see if Steve remembers that number that he was just told. Let's see, okay. Next, we have Lynette. Oh no, we already did Lynette. Lynette's gone. She's our celebrity aerobics instructor. So last we have Peggy. And Peggy was when she was a little girl, she had the duty of feeding Duke, which was the family dog. And she decided that it was very important for Duke to learn how to share with her. And so she did so by